and welcome to Hobbit 5, Episode 12. I'm Rebecca Platt. H5 is a web series with a new episode each Friday that wraps up the week's key Hobbit production news, courtesy and in partnership with thewondering.net, all within 5 minutes time. So without any further delay, let's get right to it. One of the most interesting stories to spring up on thewondering.net this week is this little gem. The Hollywood Reporter has discovered that Andy Serkis, who played the iconic role of Gollum in Peter Jackson's The Lord of the Rings, will serve as the second unit director on The Hobbit. Cool. Gollum in his very own precious director's chair. I can hear all of your best Gollum voices shouting action. That's pretty awesome. And yes, he will also be reprising his role as the tragic creature. Serkis told the Reporter there is really a sense of Peter Jackson wanting people around him who totally understand the material and the work ethic. Serkis continued saying, "I think I understand Peter's sensibility, and we have a common history of understanding Middle-earth. A lot of the crew from The Lord of the Rings are returning to work on The Hobbit. As we get images of Andy, either as Gollum or second unit directing, you can bet we'll share those with you." On the Wondering.net message boards, Doug Adams posted a note about Howard Shore and his future work on the Hobbit soundtrack. Adams said, "Howard had his first extensive Hobbit conference with Peter Jackson last night. Incredibly exciting to see that ball beginning to roll." Everyone has found this very exciting news, and you know my elvish ears are tickled by the news as well, since I'm a huge fan of the Lord of the Rings score. Blog poster Garfi Amo, breaks down this for us. "I'm sure I'm not the only fan of the films who considers the soundtracks to be one of the main points of enjoyment. And with the new films coming, we not only get to return to Middle-earth, but we get to re-enter that beautifully aural landscape as well." Have your say on the message boards or comment below, and don't forget to check out the collection of Torrent's hottest topics on the message boards weekly roundup. The Dominion Post had an article about Bret McKenzie, otherwise known as Figwit, and his involvement with The Hobbit last week, and Variety has confirmed it. Bret will play the elf of Rivendell, Lindir. If you're asking yourself, who is this Lindir character, think back to the Many Meetings chapter from the Fellowship of the Ring. Lindir is one of the elves who enjoys Bilbo's song so much that he asks for a second hearing. It's nice to finally have an official character name for Bret's character, although I think the name of Figwit may stick with him for a while. HBO is airing a fantasy series starting in 2 weeks, starring Lord of the Rings alumni Sean Bean. HBO is adapting George R.R. Martin's fantasy novel, A Game of Thrones, for television. Bean, known for his role as Boromir in Tolkien's Fellowship of the Ring, will be front and center as the series' most recognizable face, playing Eddard Stark, one of the most powerful players in a land full of political intrigue. You can watch the 14-minute preview now. This week in our character study, we'll look at Galadriel. She was born in Valinor before the beginning of the First Age of Middle-earth. She is of royal line on both her mother and father's side. She was considered to be the most beautiful of her people, with long golden hair that shone with a light resembling that of the 2 sacred trees of Valinor. She was also fiercely independent and ambitious, 2 traits that eventually led her to becoming restless and dissatisfied with the opportunities Valinor had to offer. She longed for adventure and the possibility of ruling a realm of her own. So when Faramir launched a rebellion against Valar and decided to lead some of the Noldor to Middle-earth, Galadriel chose to go with them. You may be surprised, but the character of Galadriel does not appear in The Hobbit. However, from Peter Jackson's comments about including the backstory of Gol Gador and the White Council, and that he confirmed Cate Blanchett is one of the actors that will reprise their role, it seems almost certain that Galadriel will appear in one or both of the Hobbit movies. Cate Blanchett is an Australian actress and theater director. She has won multiple acting awards, most notably 2 Screen Actors Guild Awards, 2 Golden Globe Awards, 2 BAFTAs, and an Academy Award, as well as the Volpe Cup at the 64th Venice International Film Festival. Blanchett earned 5 Academy Award nominations between 1998 and 2010. Blanchett came to international attention for her role as Elizabeth I of England in the 1998 film Elizabeth. She is also obviously well known for her portrayals of the elf queen Galadriel in Jackson's The Lord of the Rings, Colonel Dr. Irina Spalko in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and Katharine Hepburn in Martin Scorsese's The Aviator, a role which brought her an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. That's it for this installment of Hobbit in 5. I'm Rebecca Platt, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned here each Friday. And remember to subscribe so you'll never miss an episode. Until next time. Message boards or comment below. Cate Blanchett is an Australian. I said the wrong word. Cate Blanchett is an Australian actress and director. I just totally left that out. Like, who does that?
With confidence.